Chapter 29. And it came to pass when Rachel had borne Yosef that Laban went to shear his sheep, for they were distant from him a 3 days' journey. And Yaakov saw that Laban was going to shear his sheep, and Yaakov called Leah and Rachel, and spoke kindly unto them, that they should come with him to the land of Canaan. For he told them how he had seen everything in a dream, even all that he had spoken unto him, that he should return to his father's house. And they said, To every place whither you go, we will go with you. And Yaakov blessed the Elohim of Yitzchak his father, and the Elohim of Abraham his father's father. And he arose and mounted his women and his children, and took all his possessions, and crossed the river, and came to the land of Gilead. And Yaakov hid his intention from Laban, and told him not. And in the 7th year of the 4th week, Yaakov turned his face toward Gilead in the 1st month, on the 21st thereof. And Laban pursued after him, and overtook Yaakov in the mountain of Gilead in the 3rd month, on the 13th thereof. And Yahweh did not suffer him to injure Yaakov, for he appeared to him in a dream by night. And Laban spoke to Yaakov. And on the 15th of those days Yaakov made a feast for Laban, and for all who came with him. And Yaakov swore to Laban on that day, and Laban also to Yaakov, that neither should cross the mountain of Gilead to the other with evil purpose. And he made there a heap for a witness, wherefore the name of that place is called the heap of witness, after this heap. But before they used to call the land of Gilead the land of the Rephaim, for it was the land of the Rephaim, and the Rephaim were born there. Rephaim, whose height was 10, 9, 8, down to 7 cubits, and their habitation was from the land of the children of Ammon to Mount Chermon. And the seats of their kingdom were Kiriathim, and Asheroth, and Edrei, and Mitsur, and Baon. And Yahweh destroyed them because of the evil of their deeds, for they were very malignant. And the Amorim dwelt in their stead, wicked and sinful. And there are no people today who have wrought to the full all their sins, and they have no longer length of life on the earth. And Yaakov sent away Laban, and he departed into Aram Naharaim, the land of the east, and Yaakov returned to the land of Gilead. And he passed over the Yabok in the 9th month, on the 11th thereof. And on that day Esau his brother came to him, and he was reconciled to him, and departed from him unto the land of Seir. But Yaakov dwelt in tents. And in the 1st year of the 5th week, in this Jubilee, he crossed the Jordan, and dwelt beyond the Jordan. And the book of Yoveliym, Jubilees, chapter 30. And in the 1st year of the 6th week, he went up to Shalem, to the east of Shechem, in peace, in the 4th month. And there they carried off Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, into the house of Shechem, the son of Chamor, the Chivi, the prince of the land. And he lay with her, and defiled her. And she was a little girl, a child of 12 years. And he besought his father and her brothers, that she might be given to him to be his woman. And Yaakov and his sons were wroth because of the men of Shechem, for they had defiled Dinah, their sister, and they spoke to them with evil intent, and dealt deceitfully with them, and beguiled them. And Shimon and Levi came unexpectedly to Shechem, and executed judgment on all the men of Shechem, and slew all the men whom they found in it, and left not a single one remaining in it. They slew all in torments, because they had dishonored their sister Dinah. And thus let it not again be done from henceforth, that a daughter of Yashar'al be defiled, for judgment is ordained in Shamayim against them, that they should destroy with the sword all the men of the Shikayim, because they had wrought shame in Yashar'al. And Yahweh delivered them into the hands of the sons of Yaakov, that they might exterminate them with the sword, and execute judgment upon them, and that it might not thus again be done in Yashar'al, that a virgin of Yashar'al should be defiled. And if there is any man who wishes in Yashar'al to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is of the seed of the other nations, he shall surely die. And they shall stone him with stones, for he has wrought shame in Yashar'al. And they shall burn the woman with fire, because she has dishonored the name of the house of her father. And she shall be rooted out of Yashar'al. And let not an adulteress and no uncleanness be found in Yashar'al throughout all the days of the generations of the earth. For Yashar'al is Kodesh unto Yahweh, and every man who has defiled it shall surely die. They shall stone him with stones, for thus has it been ordained and written in the heavenly tablets regarding all the seed of Yashar'al. He who defiles it shall surely die, and he shall be stoned with stones. And to this Torah there is no limit of days, and no remission, nor any atonement, but the man who has defiled his daughter shall be rooted out in the midst of all Yashar'al, because he has given of his seed to Molech, and wrought impiously, so as to defile it. And do you, Moshe, command the children of Yashar'al, and exhort them not to give their daughters to the other nations, and not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the other nations, for this is abominable before Yahweh. For this reason I have written for you in the words of the Torah all the deeds of the Shikayim, which they wrought against Dinah, and how the sons of Yaakov spoke, saying, We will not give our daughter to a man who is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach to us. And it is a reproach to Yashar'al, to those who live, and to those that take the daughters of the other nations, for this is unclean and abominable to Yashar'al. And Yashar'al will not be free from this uncleanness if it has a woman of the daughters of the other nations, or has given any of its daughters to a man who is of any of the other nations. For there will be plague upon plague, and curse upon curse, and every judgment and plague and curse will come if he does this thing, or hide his eyes from those who commit uncleanness, or those who defile the sanctuary of Yahweh, or those who profane his Kodesh name. Then will the whole nation together be judged for all the uncleanness and profanation of this man. And there will be no respect of persons, and no consideration of persons, and no receiving at his hands of fruits and offerings, and ascending smoke offerings, and fat, nor the fragrance of sweet savor, so as to accept it. And so fare every man or woman in Yashar'al who defiles the sanctuary. For this reason I have commanded you, saying, Testify this testimony to Yashar'al. See how the Shikayim fared, and their sons, how they were delivered into the hands of 2 sons of Yaakov, and they slew them under tortures, and it was reckoned unto them for righteousness, and it is written down to them for righteousness. And the seed of Levi was chosen for the priesthood, and to be Leviim, that they might minister before Yahweh as we continually, and that Levi and his sons may be blessed forever. For he was zealous to execute righteousness and judgment and vengeance on all those who arose against Yashar'al. And so they inscribe as a testimony in his favor on the heavenly tablets blessing and righteousness before the Elohim of all. And we remember the righteousness which the man fulfilled during his life, all the periods of the year, until 1,000 generations. They will record it, and it will come to him and to his descendants after him. And he has been recorded on the heavenly tablets as a friend and a righteous man. All this account I have written for you, and have commanded you to say to the children of Yashar'al, that they should not commit sin, nor transgress the ordinances, nor break the covenant which has been ordained for them, but that they should fulfill it and be recorded as friends. But if they transgress and work uncleanness in every way, they will be recorded on the heavenly tablets as adversaries, and they will be destroyed out of the sefer of life, and they will be recorded in the sefer of those who will be destroyed, and with those who will be rooted out of the earth. And on the day when the sons of Yaakov slew Shechem, a writing was recorded in their favor in Shamayim, that they had executed righteousness and uprightness and vengeance on the sinners, and it was written for a blessing. And they brought Dinah, their sister, out of the house of Shechem, and they took captive everything that was in Shechem, their sheep and their oxen and their asses, and all their wealth and all their flocks, and brought them all unto Yaakov their father. And he reproached them, because they had put the city to the sword, for he feared those who dwelt in the land, the Canaanim and the Perizim. And the dread of Yahweh was upon all the cities which are around about Shechem, and they did not rise to pursue after the sons of Yaakov, for terror had fallen upon them. Chapter 31. And on the new moon of the month, Yaakov spoke to all the people of his house, saying, Purify yourselves, and change your garments, and let us arise, and go up to Bet-el, where I vowed a vow to him on the day when I fled from the face of Esau my brother, because he has been with me, and brought me into this land in peace, and put ye away the strange Elohim that are among you. And they gave up the strange Elohim, and that which was in their ears, and which was on their necks, and the teraphim which Rachel stole from Lavan her father, she gave wholly to Yaakov. And he burnt and broke them to pieces, and destroyed them, and hid them under an oak which is in the land of Shechem. And he went up on the new moon of the 7th month to Bet-el, And he built an altar at the place where he had slept. And he set up a pillar there. And he sent word to his father Yitzchak to come to him to sacrifice, and to his mother Rivkah. And Yitzchak said, Let my son Yaakov come, and let me see him before I die. And Yaakov went to his father Yitzchak and to his mother Rivkah, to the house of his father Abraham. And he took 2 of his sons with him, Levi and Yahudah. And he came to his father Yitzchak and to his mother Rivkah. And Rivkah came forth from the tower to the front of it to kiss Yaakov and embrace him, for her ruach had revived when she heard, Behold, Yaakov your son had come. And she kissed him. And she saw his 2 sons, and she recognized them, and said unto him, Are these your sons, my son? And she embraced them, and kissed them, and blessed them, saying, In you shall the seed of Abraham become illustrious, and ye shall prove a blessing on the earth. And Yaakov went in to Yitzchak his father, to the chamber where he lay, and his 2 sons were with him. And he took the hand of his father, and stooping down, he kissed him. And Yitzchak clung to the neck of Yaakov his son, and wept upon his neck. And the darkness left the eyes of Yitzchak, and he saw the 2 sons of Yaakov, Levi and Yahudah. And he said, Are these your sons, my son? For they are like you. And he said unto him that they were truly his sons. And you have truly seen that they are truly my sons. And they came near to him, and he turned and kissed them, and embraced them both together. And the ruach of prophecy came down into his mouth. And he took Levi by his right hand, and Yahudah by his left. And he turned to Levi first, and began to bless him first, and said unto him, May the Elohim of all, the very Yahweh of all the ages, bless you and your children throughout all the ages. And may my Yahweh give to you and to your seed greatness and great glory, and cause you and your seed from among all flesh to approach him, to serve in his sanctuary, as the Malachim of the presence, and as the Kodesh ones, even as they shall the seed of your sons be, for glory and greatness and Kodeshah, holiness. And may he make them great unto all the ages, and they shall be judged, and they shall be judges and princes and chiefs of all the seed of the sons of Yaakov. They shall speak the word of Yahweh in righteousness, and they shall judge all his judgments in righteousness. And they shall declare my ways to Yaakov, and my paths to Yashar'al. The blessing of Yahweh shall be given in their mouths, to bless all the seed of the beloved. Your mother has called your name Levi, and justly has she called your name. You shall be joined to Yahweh, and be the companion of all the sons of Yaakov. Let his table be yours, and do you and your sons eat thereof. And may your table be full unto all generations, and your food fail not unto all the ages. And let all who hate you fall down before you, and let all your adversaries be rooted out and perish. And blessed be he that blesses you, and cursed be every nation that curses you. And to Yahudah he said, May Yahweh give you strength and power to tread down all that hate you. A prince shall you be, you and one of your sons, over the sons of Yaakov. May your name and the name of your sons go forth and traverse every land and region. Then shall the other nations fear before your face, and all the nations shall quake, and all the peoples shall quake. In you shall be the help of Yaakov, and in you be found the Yeshua, salvation of Yashar'al. And when you sit on the throne of honor of your righteousness, there shall be great peace for all the seed of the sons of the beloved. Blessed be he that blesses you, and all that hate you and afflict you and curse you shall be rooted out and destroyed from the earth and be accursed. And turning, he kissed him again and embraced him and rejoiced greatly, for he had seen the sons of Yaakov, his son, in very truth. And he went forth from between his feet and fell down and bowed to him, and he blessed them and rested there with Yitzchak his father that night. And they ate and drank with joy. And he made the two sons of Yaakov sleep, the one on his right hand and the other on his left. And it was counted to him for righteousness. And Yaakov told his father everything during the night, how Yahweh had shown him great mercy, and how he had prospered him in all ways, and protected him from all evil. And Yitzchak blessed the Elohim of his father Abraham, who had not withdrawn his mercy and his righteousness from the sons of his servant Yitzchak. And in the morning Yaakov told his father Yitzchak the vow which he had vowed to Yahweh, and the vision which he had seen, and that he had built an altar, and that everything was ready for the sacrifice to be made before Yahweh, as he had vowed, and that he had come to set him on an ass. And Yitzchak said unto Yaakov his son, I am not able to go with you, for I am old, and not able to bear the way. Go, my son, in peace, for I am 165 years this day. I am no longer able to journey. Set your mother on an ass, and let her go with you. And I know, my son, that you have come on my account. And may this day be blessed, on which you have seen me alive. And I also have seen you, my son. May you prosper and fulfill the vow which you have vowed, and put not off your vow. For you shall be called to account as touching the vow. Now therefore make haste to perform it, and may he be pleased who has made all things, to whom you have vowed the vow. And he said to Rivkah, Go with Yaakov your son. And Rivkah went with Yaakov her son, and Deborah with her. And they came to Bethel. And Yaakov remembered the prayer with which his father had blessed him, and his two sons, Levi and Yahudah. And he rejoiced and blessed the Elohim of his fathers, Abraham and Yitzchak. And he said, Now I know that I have an eternal hope, and my sons also, before the Elohim of all. And thus it is ordained concerning the two, and they record it as an eternal testimony unto them on this heavenly tablets, how Yitzchak blessed them.